My mom did not want me to talk to strangers online, but we were tiny millennials back then. I'm sure you guys can figure out what happened. She was the most rebellious friend I had. She had a dark side to her. Hola amigos and welcome to today's mukbang. For today's mukbang we have, kimchi overload. So for the noodles we have this brand. It's a Korean, made in Korea. And I have no idea what the brand of this is. So we have this brand. It's a soup-based noodles, and I usually do not like soup-based noodles, but it's Korean and it's kimchi, so I mean it's fine. Have kimchi chips, and I would show you guys the plastic. I would show you guys the packaging of it, but it's covered with my drink, so I can't really show you. It's from OMG I. It's a Filipino brand, I think. And then we have some kimchi here. And then off camera, we have some rice. Indian rice, actually. Then we have some seaweed rolls. I guess I can put it over there. I can't really fit it all in the screen, guys. And then we have some cucumbers just to keep it fresh. And then for drinks, I saw this at the department store in SM. It's C2, but it's sugar free, and C2 is bottled tea. It's tea, and this is apple green tea, but it's sugar free. So I was like, let's try that. Bon appetit, guys. Nice and spicy. The reason why I have rice is because it is soup based, and a lot of Filipinos do this. I don't know if non-Filipinos do this, but we like to dip it like this with the rice and then eat that rice. That made the rice way better. Oh my god, that's so good. Let's have some chips. Oh my god. These chips though were a bit expensive. Only half of the packaging was filled with the chips. Don't you guys hate that when you buy chips and then it feels like there's a lot in there, but then when you open it, it's the packaging is this big and then the food inside is this big. It's like less than half of the packaging. I'm like, what? I hate that. I feel like it should be almost completely filled up. I mean, it's a waste of packaging. Let's put a kimchi piece in there to make it more authentic, you know, because they didn't add any kimchi into this. I mean, freeze-dried kimchi. Doesn't want to. These are my favorite, guys. I put them in the fridge though because I already ate some yesterday. But I thought this was the one I bought last time, but this is it's more on the sweet side. Oh no, it's not crunchy anymore. I prefer the ones that are more on the salty side than the sweet ones. Also, because these are, I feel like it's coated with sugar, so that's why it lost its crispiness straight away. Let's try the C2. I really am curious about this because it is sugar free. I finished all of it. I said I was going to taste it, and then I just finished all of it. I was so thirsty. Honestly, I can't taste the difference. What's in it? Yeah, I think it's better to get the one with sugar because it doesn't taste different in the beginning, but then it has an aftertaste of those fake sweeteners. They didn't use stevia. Stevia tastes real, but I don't know what they used, like aspartame or something. Ugh. You know, I got this comment, or not just one. I get this a few times, telling me I'm talking too much, and I definitely like to talk. I got this comment. I feel like I've gotten a few of these where they think I'm talking too much. When I watch mukbang videos, I don't know, I get bored when they're only eating because I feel like they have no personality. I mean, that sounds bad, because obviously, I mean, they get really famous even if they're just eating. People love it. So it's nothing against them. It's just, for me, I feel like it's so boring to just watch somebody just eat and not talk, and they're just eating. Because, I mean, everyone could do that. I mean, obviously, they're doing a good job because they get millions of views, and I mean, the camera and everything is great quality, but I don't know, I just get bored. And it's fine to do some of those videos, but to do it every time, that's why I couldn't do ASMR. I just get bored. Just to me, I mean, my favorite mukbangist is Stephanie Sue, and her videos are basically 80% talking, 20% eating. No, but she does eat a lot. But the thing is, even though she's talking a lot, she's able to eat a lot because her fiance is there. So when they're talking, I mean, whenever he's talking, she can eat a lot, and then when he's talking, I mean, when she's talking, he eats, and you know, this year with two people. And also, for her, she makes videos that are 40 minutes long, sometimes longer, and I love those videos. I just have them playing in the background, you know. But I mean, it's up to you guys. Some people love those videos where they're just eating, and I have watched some of them, and they're not that bad, but I get bored. So I really do apologize if I'm talking too much. Why am I dipping that? The internet is huge right now. Everyone has it, basically almost everyone. And I remember when the internet just came out. I mean, oh no, not really just came out. I think I was a baby when it came out, or maybe it came out, I think it came out before I was born. But it wasn't that great. I mean, early 2000s, the internet was horrible. At least for us, because we didn't have, you know, the latest computers. As I said, I've said this before, we just use the internet to Google stuff. Google images of cats. Oh my god. But then, my friends and I, we discovered chats. My god. It was Oh my god, what? I don't know if you guys remember MSN. MSN Messenger was where we would chat a lot. I felt like it was the most high-tech thing on the planet because we were able to chat on the computer. We couldn't do it on our phones, I don't think. And we would go on the computer and chat, and you could use these really cool emojis. But then, I mean, we connected to one another through email, you know, and we would talk to each other in the library through the computers, even though we were all in the same room. But I don't know, it was just so much fun. But then we discovered something else, that you could connect to people around the world. That was crazy when we found that out. I think I was around 10. Oh my god, I mean, that's when parents started to get scared, because now the kids were better than the parents when it came to the internet. And millennials are the first ones who grew up with internet. You know, we grew up with internet, even though it was horrible. We were the first ones who experienced it full on as kids. And that's when parents got scared, because a lot of things started to happen, because the bad guys, the bad people of the world, found out a really easy way to connect to kids, which is horrible and scary. I mean, the internet was the coolest thing, but also back then parents were so scared when kids went online, because a lot of bad things happened. I mean, you would hear stories, and I'm not even going to talk about it because I will get demonetized. But I'm sure you guys can figure out what happened. So my mom did not want me to talk to strangers online. But obviously, we're stupid kids. We were tiny millennials back then, had tiny brains, and we were like, why not? So my friend and I went on, I don't know what site that was, but I feel like it was one of those sites where you could play games, but then you could also chat with your friends and strangers. Dun dun dun. And my friend and I, let's call her Maddie. Okay, let's call her Maddie. That took me a long time to think about. Okay, let's call her Maddie. Maddie and I, we were best friends growing up. She's one of my earliest childhood friends. We met in the 1st grade. Maddie was more of the rebel. She was the most rebellious friend I had. She wasn't like a bad influence really. We were the same age, but she had a dark side to her. And one day I was at her home in her apartment. It was just the two of us. Oh, and her hamster. She had a hamster. Oh my god, I was obsessed with that hamster. We went on her computer, with her giant computer, and I was so jealous of her computer because it was pink, guys. A pink computer. I don't know. Oh my god, where did she buy that? I have no idea. So we went on her computer, and she opened that chat on that gaming site. And she had been talking to a girl online, and this girl was apparently from the US. So we had to talk to her in English, and I was better at her in English because I grew up with a Filipino family, and Filipinos love to speak English to their kids. So, and also my I guess step grandpa, but he felt like my real grandpa, Nuna. he would speak in English a lot, so I heard a lot of English, and I would watch English TV shows. I hated, you know, dubbing, watching movies that had been dubbed in Swedish. It was, I hated that. So anyways, I was better than her in English, so she would have me write back to that girl, and we would talk about random things, and I don't remember what we were talking about, but then I remember one day it got a bit creepy. And now thinking back to that, I'm like, oh no, we should not have done that. I mean, we never wrote personal stuff, where we lived. We didn't even say that we were in Sweden, and I'm not sure if, I mean, hackers did exist back then, but I'm not sure. I mean, I guess they could have tracked us. I don't know how. I mean, I don't know if internet was that advanced back then. But that was definitely a big no-no. And I'm so sad I can't remember what happened. I just remember that one day when we were talking to her, she wrote something creepy and we turned the computer off. I can't remember what. I usually remember stuff when it comes to the internet, because I love tech, but maybe I blocked it out of my mind. I don't remember it was, I mean, that crazy. It wasn't that bad, but I just remember that it was bad enough for us to stop talking to her. And I do remember that we were a bit, like, we did feel a bit scared. I don't know. There's, I don't know why, but I have memories of the past, and then of my early childhood days, and I can't remember, I mean, the details of it. And it annoys me so much. Like, I have no memory before I was 6 years old. None. I can't remember anything before I was 6. Which is a bit strange, because usually you can remember some things before you were 6, right? Especially since I'm not a grandma yet. I'm still in my 20s. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, right? Because when I talk to other people, they can remember what they did when they were 4 years old, and I cannot. And I always blame the day, because when I was 6 years old, I fell in the bathtub and hit my head really, really hard. And I was supposed to get stitches, but because when we got to the ER, I screamed so loud when they said they needed to do stitches that the doctors got scared that the police would come, and they decided to just tape me up. It's the scar I have right here. You can't really see it on the camera, but I don't know, I feel like I hit my head that bad that I just can't remember before I was 6. I don't know if that's why, I mean, that's why I kind of, sometimes I'm like, I wish I could go to a therapist where they could like trick my mind. I don't know how they do that, like they hypnotize you and then you can remember stuff from when you were younger. I have no shout out for today, guys, because everyone who have requested it, I've already done a shout out for them. So if you guys are new, or if you've never gotten a shout out, tell me and I'll give you a shout out. So strange. It's soft. Guys. Okay, last one. No more. Ah. Those things are so addictive. Please go down below and subscribe to this channel. AriaVille, turn on the post notifications so you know when I upload a new video. Tell me your thoughts down below about whatever I talked about. And don't buy the C2 sugar free. It was so weird. I don't know, it had weird aftertaste. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Love you guys. See you the next time. Adios amigos. Ooh. I was a bit reluctant on telling you guys this. For the first time I feared for my life.